People say your 20s are like the golden age, that you have to make the most out of your 20s, you have to do whatever you can, because that's the time that you plant the seed, and then when you're 30, you get the result. But then I get angry at myself, like I'm halfway there and I haven't planted anything. It is jealousy. I am jealous. Not jealous of where they have gotten in life, but jealous of their progress. What's the point if I'm living here right now, if I'm not sure of anything I'm doing? That leads me to overthinking. And my brain goes fast. And I go to very, very dark places.
I moved to Canada in my late teens on a full scholarship for university. The problem was that I wasn't happy. There was a part of my life that was missing, and I knew what it was. So at some point in my early to mid-20s, I decided that it was time to feed my soul the way that I wanted to. And I went back to my true love. I started to make music again. But I did that while I was still trying to grow and maintain a corporate career. I couldn't make the choice. But between those two lives that are happening at the same time, I try to find the space to understand who I am as a person. Am I even good enough to make music full time?
وقتی من 18 سالم بود تا اولین گروه موزیکم بودم. But eventually the dark side of the music industry started to seep in, and I started to experience quite a bit of sexual harassment and racism from the people around me. And as a result, I decided to take a break from music.
I'm doing almost like a jazz version of this right now.
Yeah.
It's got like those like Billie Holiday.
یه چند سال بعدی شروع کردم دوباره موزیک بنویسم و I was drawn back into it. I didn't have to worry about figuring out what I want to do. I feel like I already knew what I wanted to do, but I just had to come to the realization. And it's something that I think I owe my 18-year-old self.
When I first moved to Canada, my life was a maze. I was a maze. It was extremely difficult for me and for my family. We didn't have anybody to turn to or to process our pain with. That, I think, made it even worse. When I lived in South Africa, I was rooted in a very strong community. Then when I came to Canada, that broader sense of belonging fell away. To me, creating was a gift. Painting was a gift.
Wishing star, when a cold day's
After a while, I was no longer focusing on what I had lost, but rather on what I was creating. Shifting my focus from the dark to the light.
I grew up in a bubble of evangelical, charismatic Christianity. When I left home, I stepped away and I lost most of my community. I didn't realize how deeply my conditioning ran, or how separated I had become from myself and my intuition. Education and relationships gave me glimpses, but I didn't know how to move forward. I buried it, and I felt very alone for years. One day, I heard an old friend on a podcast talking about reclaiming his spirituality. I realized I needed to truly process my past so that I could be free of it. I committed to taking deliberate steps to deeply understand myself, to be intentional. I started going to existential therapy, and I learned that religious trauma is a real thing.
J'ai été élevée dans la religion catholique, donc une certaine fermeture d'esprit, je dirais. Avant l'âge de 30 ans, j'étais fâchée avec mes parents. Je ne savais pas vraiment pourquoi, mais j'étais très fâchée. Je ne pouvais pas avoir des conversations calmes. Et puis, du jour où j'ai rencontré cette psychanalyste, où j'ai découvert qu'en fait, ma perception était un manque d'amour de mes parents, j'ai pris d'autres décisions, peut-être que je n'aurais pas prises auparavant, parce que je me sentais plus heureuse, beaucoup plus heureuse.
اگر یه چیزی برخلاف خواستم بوده، نه میگم تقصیر خودمه، نه میگم تقصیر طرف مقابلمه. تو بیزینس هم اینطوریه، تو رفاقتم هم همینجوریه. میگم خب مسیر به نظر میاد از اینجا داره عوض میشه، باید شیفت کنیم. نمیشه رو یه ذره باهاش راحت کنار نمیومدم، هنوزم نمیام.